Hi guys, my name is Lisa Marie and you're watching UM Productions. Today we are going to be talking about relationships and just advice about relationships and what we've learned. We have 5 different points, just different points on like what we learned in our relationship and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just get started into the video. That's definitely something that if you're in a relationship, that you have to learn, because obviously in the Bible it says love is patient, and that's a big one, because when you love someone you have to be patient with them. You can't just freak out about something that happened, like they did, or they're not changing their ways or something like that. You have to be patient. Sorry, that's my phone. But you have to be patient with them and try to just tell them that, just try to be there for them instead of trying to make them feel rushed about changing or getting angry at them for not changing about something that they're doing.
I think that's what the majority of the people always tend to forget when they initiate a new relationship or just an existing one, that sometimes, I don't know, I feel like they forget the key ones, which is patience and I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So understanding one another, that's a big one, because I mean, like if we were talking or something and he said something, like he had a different opinion about what
Stale chips?
If he had a different opinion on something, then I would have to be understanding that that's his opinion, and that's not, like, it's nothing against me, but it's something that he believes, and you have to understand that not everyone's gonna believe in what you believe. So, I mean, it is hard, because it's like, especially being a Christian, you just want to be like, oh my gosh, just believe in God, you know? But it's like, you know, you can't do that, because you have to wait until the time happens where it's like, okay, he believes, you know, he's there, he, you know, is ready for this. And yeah, he believes in God, but it's just like, at least for me, like when we were first going out, that was a struggle for me, because he didn't believe in God at the time. Or he believed, but he didn't like fully understand what it meant. So, yeah. So number 3, it's technically 2 of them, but we combined them together because they're kind of the same thing. Adapting and forgiveness, and those are big. I keep saying that. That's a big one, because but yeah, that's a big one, because you have to, like, when you're in a relationship, you might have to change for the other person, and not in like a bad way, but like, just like, how do you explain it? You explained it better.
I guess sometimes you have to adapt, in a sense, to be with the person, but not completely change who you are.
Yeah. Like
change little minor things, and vice versa. They change a little bit, you change that for them a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's for the better cause. It's for the bigger picture. But the idea of the adapting is not to change who you are, but to accept, in a sense, on what they believe, and like what she said with understanding, and you know, just kind of a mix of between all 3 of those. And then forgiveness, it's a huge one in a relationship, because you're gonna mess up a lot of times, and you're gonna be basically giving up at times, but because of the choices of he or she made. But I believe that forgiveness is, if not the most important spec of the relationship, because if you forgive, you know, you're still willing to fight. Yeah. If you don't, it's kind of like just a slow ride until you're done with the person. Yeah. I don't know. That's how I feel.
And then also, like, adapting, like, you have to, like, you know, we text not all day long, but we text for a good amount of time at night. And so like that's a big adapting, and a lot of people have a hard time with texting every single, like all the time throughout the whole day. I know like a lot of people, that's how a lot of girls get jealous, is if you don't text them like right away. I had a problem with that in our relationship. Especially since we were using Facebook, and you can see when they read it, and it's like, it's so frustrating when someone reads something and then it's like, but they don't reply back to you. So I had to struggle with just not being jealous, and just realizing that just because he's texting me and it's our time to text doesn't mean that he's not doing other things, you know, because I know I'm doing other things too when I'm texting him. Like the other day I was going out to dinner with my family and I couldn't text him right away, and I felt so bad, but I knew it was going to be okay because he's really understanding about that. But yeah, it's just like you have to adapt towards that. Like if they want to text, if you can't text all day, then say, okay, I'm coming home at this time, we can text from this time to this time, and then, you know, yeah, just compromise on it. So yeah. So communication is seriously the biggest one, especially the biggest one that we've been through. Because when we first started going out, we had terrible communication. Like we didn't, whenever I was upset with him, instead of talking to him about it, I would just write him a letter. And like that to me isn't the same as like talking to him in person and saying like, this is bugging me, this, why are you doing this? Like I just gave him a letter that I wrote
and
when
just
I was
like walked away.
Yeah, and then just like walked away. I didn't like talk to him about what was going on. And so now when we are upset, what's a good thing is that since we've been together for so long, we know when we're upset. And so it's a good thing, because then like we can stop, and he'll usually say, he'll just grab me and say, what's wrong with you?
Well, not like in those words, but I guess
No,
it's summing up quickly.
Yeah, basically he'll say, are you okay? Like, and then I'll just tell him like, you know, and communication is key. And especially when you start getting used to the person and you've been together for so long, you'll start picking up those keys about different things that that bug them, and they're not talking about it. But yeah, so that's a big one.
Communication, if not the most important, it's really top there, because you would just not be in a healthy relationship if you don't communicate your problems or just thoughts in general.
Yeah, and it's like the first thing that you go through as a couple, I feel like. That and like trust and respect. Those
forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's another one that you guys, the new couples go through, because usually you don't know what upsets the person, and then and you go down the list of patience, understanding, forgiveness, all of that.
Yeah, definitely. So trusting someone, I mean, that's something that we didn't really go through too much, I feel like. Did you go through it a lot? I mean, I guess I went through it a lot because like with everything that he was going through with his family and stuff, and he's still going through, I had a hard time not only believing him but trusting him. And I think a big part of that was because, I'm not blaming him for any of this, but I'm just saying, was because he never really told me what was going on in his family and why he was doing the things that he did, or like why things came up. And so it was really hard for me to trust him, because it was like, is this for real? Like, are you really going through these things, or are you just saying it because you don't want to be with me? You know, so that was a big struggle for me, and that was something that God showed me when he showed me that we were meant to be together, was just trusting him and letting go, and not even having to worry about all the stuff that we worry about, that I was worried about and stuff. because he's got it, and there was nothing to worry about because he was telling me the truth in the end.
And that's where communication comes into play again.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why it's the most important, because literally all that we've explained is based on communication.
Yeah.
Basically, well, most of it.
Definitely. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a big fat thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe. And make sure that you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys!